Hello everyone, I am Lasya from the Department of Physics, Gopalaswamy College, Mysuru. So the chapter I am going to deal with in the next few sessions is chapter 4, the moving charges and magnetism. This is my first session and I am going to cover the introduction to the chapter, magnetic field and force on a moving charge in a magnetic field. And the weightage of this chapter is around 10 marks. Coming to the introduction, in the year 1820, the scientist named Oersted, he performed an experiment and he noticed that there is a connection between the electric current and magnetism. Earlier, magnetism was considered as a phenomena arising due to the force caused by the magnets. Oersted noticed that in his experiment that whenever the current in a conductor is flowing, then there is a noticeable deflection in a magnetic compass needle which was kept nearby. So when I switch on this circuit, the current is going to get constituted in this circuit. The current starts to flow from A to B and the deflection in the magnetic needle will be shown in this direction. Now if I reverse the direction of the current, so in this circuit, as soon as the switch is kept on, the direction of the current is reversed. The current direction is now from B to A and the deflection is seen to be reversed as well. That is, the direction of current changes, then the direction of the deflection in the magnetic compass needle also changes. And the amount of deflection in this magnetic compass needle also depends on the strength of the current. So this is what the Oersted's experiment says, and at last finally the Oersted concluded that the current carrying conductor is surrounded by a magnetic field. So if I have a current carrying conductor, this is the current in a conductor, then this space around it is surrounded by magnetic field. This is what the Oersted's experiment says. Next, with this introduction, let me define what is magnetic field. Now if I consider a bar magnet with north and south pole, you all know the magnetic field lines passes from north pole to south pole. This is how it goes on, from north to south. And if I bring some magnetic object near to this magnet, at this vicinity of the bar magnet, you can feel some pull. That itself is nothing but the magnetic field. That is, the magnetic effects are experienced here. So this space, wherever you can experience the magnetic effect, is called as magnetic field. Similarly, in case of a conductor, current carrying conductor, there is a space around this current carrying conductor where you can experience the magnetic effect, and this space is nothing but magnetic field. So how do I define magnetic field? Magnetic field is the space around the magnet or a current carrying conductor in which the magnetic effects can be experienced, and this magnetic field is denoted by the letter B with an arrow mark. This arrow mark denotes it's a vector quantity. Vector is a physical quantity which has both magnitude as well as direction. Therefore, this magnetic field is a vector quantity, that is, it's having direction as well. Next, let us move on to the next topic, that is the force on a moving charge in a magnetic field. Let us now see what will be the force on a moving charge in a magnetic field. So I am going to place a moving charge in a magnetic field. Let me consider north pole of a magnet and south pole of a magnet. Then the magnetic field lines passes from north to south pole of this. Now this area is nothing but magnetic field B. So the magnetic field direction is from north to south, and in this magnetic field I will place a charge, and it's a moving charge, the charge which is in motion. What happens to this charge? What is the force applied on this charge when you place it in the magnetic field is what we are going to find now. The force on a moving charge in a magnetic field is given by F proportional to Q V B sin theta. You can see the force is proportional to the charge on the particle. This force is proportional to the velocity of the particle with which it is moving, and this force is proportional to the magnetic field, and this force is also proportional to the sine of the angle theta. What is this angle theta? Let me say this is the charge Q. It is moving with certain velocity v in this direction, and I am going to apply the magnetic field in this direction. The angle between the direction of the magnetic field and the motion of the charge is nothing but theta, and this sine of theta is nothing but this angle. So theta is the angle between the direction of the magnetic field and the velocity of the charge. I can also write this formula as F is equal to, I am removing this proportionality symbol by multiplying some constant K Q V B sine theta, and K is equal to 1. Therefore, I can write F is equal to QVB sine theta. This is the magnitude of the force acting on the charge which is moving in a magnetic field. I can also write this force as in vector form, F is equal to Q into V cross B. I have applied cross product here. You know A cross B is equal to AB sine theta. If you cross product two vectors, then what I am going to get is the magnitude of the first vector, magnitude of the second vector, and the sine of the angle between those two vectors. That is what I have written here. V cross B is nothing but VB sine theta, and this force is also called as magnetic Lorentz force. This is also called as magnetic Lorentz force. Now we know the magnitude of the force. What about its direction? Let us now see what will be the direction of this force which is acting on the moving charge in a magnetic field. So the direction of the force, you can use this cross product to check the direction of the force, or you can use the right hand rule. To find the direction of the force, we are going to use the right hand rule. The right hand rule says that stretch the fingers of your right hand and in the direction of the velocity of the charge. I am going to stretch my fingers of the right hand in the direction of the velocity of the charge and curl the fingers in the direction of the magnetic field. So I am placing my right hand in the direction of the velocity of the charge and curling it towards the direction of the magnetic field. Then whatever the thumb indicates, the direction indicated by the thumb is the direction of the force. So that will be the direction of force. This is what the right hand rule says. So if I consider this V and B are in this plane, then I am going to write the force will be perpendicular to it. Always in a cross product, if you cross product two vectors, the resultant vector will always be perpendicular to the plane containing that vector. So if this is the plane where V and B are present, then this will be the resultant vector's direction. That is what the direction says. Next, let us take up some special cases. So this is the force acting on a charge which is moving with velocity v in the magnetic field B. Now what is the special case? First one is, I am going to consider the angle as 0 degree or 180 degree. That is, the magnetic field is in this direction. The velocity of the charge is in the same direction. So the charge is moving in the same direction. Then what will be the angle? Angle is 0 degree. Next, if this is the magnetic field and if the charge moves in the opposite direction, then the angle will be 180 degree. That is, the magnetic field and the velocity of the charge are parallel to each other in this case and they are anti-parallel to each other in this case. Then what is sine 0 and sine 180? They both are 0 and therefore the force will be minimum in this case. The force is nothing but 0. So when is the force minimum on a charge which is moving with velocity v in the magnetic field B? Then the if the charge is moving along the magnetic field or in the opposite direction to the magnetic field, then the force will be minimum. Taking the second case, what happens if theta is 90 degree? What do you mean by theta 90 degree? If this is the magnetic field, then the velocity of the charge is perpendicular to the magnetic field. If the theta is 90 degree, sine 90 will be equal to 1. Therefore, the force is QVB, and this is the maximum force. So, the charge experiences maximum force when it is moving perpendicular to the magnetic field, and it experiences minimum force when it is moving along or in the opposite direction to the magnetic field. Coming up to the third case, what happens if the velocity is 0? What does that mean? The charge is kept at rest. The charge is static. What happens in this case? If the velocity is 0, then force will be 0. Therefore, if you place a charge which is at rest, then it doesn't experience any force due to magnetic field. Therefore, in this heading we have specified force on a moving charge. Force is applied only on a charge which is in motion, not on the charge which is at rest. So, these are the special cases. Now, let us write the SI unit and dimensional formula for magnetic field. The SI unit of the magnetic field is Tesla, denoted by capital T. We know the formula F is equal to QVB sin theta. What is B? It is F by QV sin theta. I'll expand this Tesla. So, what is the unit for force? It's Newton by Coulomb meter per second, and sin theta doesn't have any unit. Now, if you expand this, I'm going to get Newton is kg meter per second square, Coulomb is ampere second. I'm bringing this to numerator, per meter into second. This seconds gets cancelled, meter gets cancelled. So, Tesla is kg per ampere per second square. Now, you can write the dimensional formula as MLTA, M1, L0, T minus 2, A is minus 1. So, this is the dimensional formula for this magnetic field. Now, let us define what is 1 Tesla. So, how to define 1 Tesla? As you know, B is equal to F by QV sin theta. Now, when will this magnetic field become 1? For that, we need to have the force as 1 Newton, charge 1 Coulomb, velocity 1 meter per second, and theta should be 90 degree because sin 90 is 1. So, if this condition is applied, then I can write the magnetic field is equal to 1 Tesla. Now, how do you define it? I am going to define the magnetic field induction is said to be 1 Tesla if a charge of 1 Coulomb moving in right angle with the magnetic field with an velocity 1 meter per second experiences a force of 1 Newton. So, let us define 1 Tesla again. 1 Tesla is a charge of 1 Coulomb moving right angle to the magnetic field with velocity 1 meter per second experiences a force of 1 Newton. Now, let me consider this charge, moving charge is under the influence of both electric field and magnetic field. Then, how do you write the force on this charge? Then the force is given by the formula Q into E plus V cross B. So, the moving charge is under the influence of both electric and magnetic field, then the formula will be F is equal to Q into E plus V cross B, and this formula is called as Lorentz force. Remember this formula. This will be asked for 1 marks. And this is the end of the session. Thank you.